Stephanie Robertson and Mikey Shea to the program. Welcome, guys.
Hi, how's it going?
Thanks for having
us.
All
right? Let's see, can you hear me now?
Yeah,
yes.
Can you hear us?
Yeah, it was a problem on our end. We got it all figured out now.
All
now,
right.
You were from Four Seasons Health Club, and Stephanie, what is your position there?
I'm the marketing coordinator here at Four Seasons.
All right, and Mikey, you're the manager. You were the manager on duty at the time of the incident we're about to talk about, correct?
Yes, sir.
Mikey, tell me what happened on December 11th at Four Seasons.
Well, it started out as a typical morning, and then around 6:10 a.m. in the morning, someone called me to the cardio area and told me that someone had gone down. At that point, we didn't know the severity of it, so kind of went in there very quickly, noticed that it was very serious, turned around, went and got the AED, and by the time I got back there, William Neal had gone into full cardiac arrest, and we had to use the defibrillator on him and do CPR that morning.
What exact exercise was he performing when this happened?
He was on one of our recumbent bikes in the very front of our cardio area.
Now, are you trained, and are all the employees trained in CPR and how to use that defibrillator device?
Yes, sir. All of us at Four Seasons are trained every year. We have to go through a CPR and AED certification.
Mike, I think this is the club I ought to join. Yeah, I recommend that.
We'd love to have you.
I guess you were called into this, Mikey, and what was going through your head at the time? I mean, I don't know how I would respond in that except to be very scared.
Oh, it was very scary, but you don't have too much time to be nervous. You just kind of have to. Your training kicks in, and you kind of have to just do what you have to do.
You know, I was talking with some Bloomington EMTs, and they said that most of the time, unless you get there right away, a person with cardiac arrest dies. And Dr. Neal, he survived this incident.
Yes, sir. Yeah, they told us statistics yesterday that said 90% of people don't make it when this happens.
Well, and you were actually recognized, and several of your coworkers. Mary Beth Berger, Four Seasons member, Terry Thomas, the second, Four Seasons lead customer service representative, Nick Law, Four Seasons Fitness Center supervisor, all recognized by the American Heart Association. How did they find out about it?
That was actually, we wrote a blog just about the events and kind of how proud we were of the employees. And they caught wind of it and reached out to us and said, these are exactly the kinds of things that we give out our Heart Saver Heroes awards for. These are the things that we look for in our role models of these Heart Saver Heroes, and they asked us if we would be okay with them giving our employees and our member these awards.
Well, and I guess working at a gym, you have to be vigilant for these things because you never know when. Now, exercise is good, as much as I joke that that this is why I shouldn't exercise, but exercise is good, and you have to be vigilant that these things can happen.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. They happen so quick, and they can happen at any time. So.
But they are rare.
They are rare, yes. Yes, sir.
So tell me, Dr. Neal, how is he doing? I imagine he had to go into the hospital for a while, didn't he?
Yeah, he was in the hospital for about a week, I believe. And then now he said he's about 95%. He's still a little sore, of course, from the incident, but he's doing very well.
Now, Mikey, have you ever had to use your training before?
I have not. That was my first time.
Man, I would think about how I would be shaking and how difficult it would be to stay focused. Were you feeling that way?
Not really. I kind of blacked out, to be honest. It's kind of one of those things where when I think back on it, I was so focused and just trying to go through my steps that I don't remember a lot of what was going on around even or anything like that.
You were just kind of focused, task at hand, this has got to be done,
Yep.
and I'm here to do it.
There's just no one else to do it, so I...
Something that was interesting, Terry, and I don't know that anyone has really shared this story, but Mikey actually doesn't even generally work over at the other club. This happened at Four Seasons too. Mikey is generally at our Four Seasons 1 location. He had randomly picked up a shift for another employee over there. So it was very much the right employee at the right time. It was not his usual morning. And Bill generally didn't work. He worked out at Four Seasons, but he also worked out a lot at home. So the fact that he was there at that time and Mikey was over there at that time was pretty cool.
Yeah, and I would say that there was a reason for that, and now we know what that reason is. But, Mikey, you were talking about you put your training to use, and I know that a lot of folks complain every now and then because they go through the same training, the repetitiveness of the same training. But you know what? In this type of a situation, you were thinking your training kicked in and did everything you needed it to do.
Oh yeah, absolutely. At that moment, I was very thankful for our sometimes repetitive training, but I was very thankful.
Yeah, I just want to commend you guys as a business for having your employees trained. I think that's a certain comfort that, of course, we never expect that we're going to have a heart attack, and we hope that never happens to anyone. But just the fact that you have your employees trained, what a comfort that is.
It is, yeah, definitely. And it is, just like you said, it's one of those things that in the moment we're like, man, we got CPR tonight, or man, this last 2 years we have to go take another 3-hour course, and you really don't recognize how much you appreciate it until something like this happens.
Well, that's what's great about long-term memory, because once you get that repetitive training in there, your actions take over. And that's the purpose of that. And, yeah, some folks complain about, I got to go through CPR again. But you know what? It's there. It's going to stay. And it's kind of like being in the restaurant when one of the other patrons chokes on food. Mm-hmm. Not a lot of folks know how to do the Heimlich maneuver.
Yeah, the adrenaline kind of pulls out everything you learned. It's in there. It's in the back of your mind.
So, Mikey, do you get to wear a hero T-shirt around the club now?
Not quite. I think they're ordering it, though. It's on the way.
Well, certainly
it is now.
Exactly. I hope that. Actually, I'm curious. Did Dr. Neal, the member there, had he been working out long? Was it a regular routine he had?
He had a regular routine where he came every Friday. The rest of the time he worked out at home. And that day, I think he said he had only been there maybe 10 or so minutes before it happened.
Geez, when I go, I'm going to ask for Mikey to stand next to me every time I work out. Mike, can you just be in view here just so I feel safe?
We'll have to post his schedule. Everybody's going to work out when Mikey's working.
Don't waste a trip. Just bring the AED with you. Stand there.
I eat a lot of chicken wings, Mikey. I'm just telling you. Well, we think it's great. We appreciate you guys coming on. It's really a great story to tell because, unfortunately, not all of these stories end well. And I think the bottom line of this is get trained in CPR. Yeah,
absolutely. Absolutely. The more you know, the better you can be prepared in an emergency like this.
All right. Stephanie and Michael Shea, did you have something else, Mike?
No, I was just going to say, Mikey, congratulations, and, a big shout-out to Four Seasons for having their staff trained. That's just remarkable.
Thanks. You very much.
We appreciate it. We're really proud of Mikey.
Mikey, how do I turn this keg into a six-pack that I've got?
I don't know. It's a lot of work. I don't know about that.
We'll work out maybe a 10-year plan on that, maybe?
Yeah. That sounds good.
All right, guys. Thank you so much, and we appreciate you being on the show.
Thanks for having us, Terry.
Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
It's 11:52 here at WJBC and WJBC.com.